All right, I wanted to share some tips and tricks on how to organize your drive and how to make sure it isn't out of control. Fair warning, mine's out of control. So Google Drive, I actually keep a little bookmark up on the bookmarks bar, or you can get there out of your 9 dots and Drive. Know that you can drag these around in the waffle. So if your drive's like way down here and you actually want it, you can drag, move those around. So Google Drive, you can see I've got lots of stuff. So there are different sections to your Google Drive that make it so that it is nice to use. One of the first things I do is I create an archive folder. And this really, really helps me. So I make a folder, I call it archive. It starts with A, so it's generally right at the top. And I dump stuff in it that I don't use anymore. So I don't, instead of deleting it, it might be stuff from last year, it might be old files. So I just move stuff into my archive folder, and then it helps really clean stuff up. So I have full folders in my archive folder. I have 7,000 things called Untitled Doc. And you can see it, like I have MIPI stuff from last year. So anything that I have that's old that I might need someday, I just dump in this folder called Archive, which I created for myself. You could also create an archive folder in a shared drive, which is really handy. So if you have a school shared drive and you're starting to get some old stuff in there and it's getting unorganized already, create an archive folder within the shared drive, and then you can clean up stuff, but then nothing ever gets deleted. It just, because we have unlimited space. So that archive folder goes such a long way. The other thing you can see here is this little thing called Starred. Now the Starred menu basically creates like a bookmark list within your drive, which really helps keep you organized. And it can be entire folders or it can be files. Now these are things I use all the time. Term dates, expense claims, my own job description, the archive folder. So if you're in a folder that you want to archive, so maybe this Chromebook PD, if you right click on it, you can add to Starred. I can also, and then you'll see now Chromebook PD is there. I can also right click and remove from Starred. So it's not moving the folder, it's just creating a shortcut to it. So like this help videos one, using that one quite a bit right now, because I keep adding to it. I'll add this video to it, for example. If I can star it actually right in the doc, or I can right click, and now it's, and go add to Starred. So it's already there. So that's really, really helpful in terms of keeping yourself organized. I also use recent quite a bit, so you can see what you've opened today, yesterday. So if you know you've opened it recently, that works really well. I quite like that menu to find things. I very rarely trash things, so I don't even look in there very often. I use that archive to help keep myself organized. As you can see here, you can also color code folders. So if I wanted to make Cami uploads a different color, if I right click on it, I can change color to green. Sometimes that color code is really good for people to help organize their drive. You'll see folders that are shared with other people have little white silhouettes. If it doesn't have a little white silhouette, it is not shared with others. Just as in case you're wondering what that's about. Google's put this new one called Priority, and they try and guess what you're working on, but you can create these workspaces that you can group files together. It doesn't move them, but you can group them together. I don't use it a lot, but it might be useful in your context. One of the other pieces that I do quite a bit is put files in two places. So maybe this one, term dates for next year. So it's living just in my drive, but if I actually hit the keyboard shortcut, Shift Z, I can actually put it in two spots. So if I wanted it to go in my drive, but I also wanted it to go into, I don't even know. Let's call it, put it in high school outcomes. Sure. And I can put it in, yeah, I actually wanted it in high school outcomes. Can I do that? High school outcomes? Add here. Item is already in this folder. Oh, it's read only. It's not my folder. That's why. All right, let's put it in dual credit. There we go, and I can hit add. Now this term dates is sitting in my drive and it's sitting in the other one, and it's the same file. So if I update one, it goes in both places. But if you wanted to put something in, say, a language arts folder and a grade 7 folder, you could put it in 2 different folders with the Shift Z. And it's the same file, it's just you can find it in 2 different ways. If you use this little I, you can actually see where files are at. So right now it's just sitting in my drive. Well, I didn't actually Shift Z that one. So if I go Shift Z, oh, that was Control Z, Shift Z. And I'm going to put it into archive. Sure. So now it's Ultimate Archive and term dates. So you'll see that archive gets added here. It takes a little while to update. But so you can see who it's shared with and where it is. I like that little eye. The last piece I wanted to show you was the difference between grid and list view. So up here in the corner, you can change your view. You can close this little eye information panel to get more space on your screen. So grid view lets you have little previews into your files, and list view lets you see more. I flop back and forth between the two all the time, but it's just nice to know you can change your view in Drive. So some little tips on keeping your Drive organized.